What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another vlog. Another day here in Seattle, Washington. And today I'm going to be exploring the neighborhood of Pioneer Square, which is a neighborhood that has architecture from the 1800s. It has a lot of shops. It has like a hip vibe. It also has like an underground tour if you can book a tour with it, and they guide you around. So a lot of beautiful architecture over there. So we're going to walk around and explore the neighborhood, and I'm going to take you guys with me. So join me. One thing that catches my attention in Seattle is the way how they got the hills over here. It's good going down, but I think going up is not good. Really beautiful downtown, you know. I really love the buildings over here. But then when you see that little building, when you see that building over there, that's the beginning of Pioneer Square. It borders with Chinatown, International District, here in Seattle. So I don't think it's a big neighborhood, but I'm gonna walk around. I think it's pretty worth it to explore. I can start seeing how the architecture changes from the modern skyscrapers to the old buildings. But yeah. So far, I'm really impressed with what I see. All the beautiful architecture that I'm going to show you in the beginning. This is First Avenue over here. Look at the structures of buildings, you know. This is like a nice vibe. And this is like what I like in the neighborhood. I was trying to find where can I find something like this, and I just found it here in Seattle, where I can see like restaurants and stuff. I believe in the summertime it must be really cool. But yeah, like the details of these buildings are really nice, you know. So yeah. Gonna keep walking a little further. It's like a little hipster vibe, so even the architecture here is nice. Then this is nice. It's like a lot of businesses are closed, but they still keep the arts going on over here. There's like a cafe across the street. I'm not for here, but I heard a lot of locals say that throughout the years, things has changed over here. And I believe so, because I see a lot of empty spots. But don't get me wrong, this is happening in every city in the United States. Like 2020, the pandemic has changed a lot over here, so I know a lot of things are not the same, but hopefully it can recover. Really beautiful details of buildings. This is where they got the old architecture in Seattle. Every city in the United States has its own history, and it's just like you're walking. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Washington Avenue in St. Louis. Pretty much like this. The buildings are not tall, but it has some of the nicest architecture in their own city. So I guess this one here has its own vibe. The only thing I wish there was like more people around, but still pretty nice to walk around here. You know, here I don't know if you can see it, but the trees got like lights in the bottom. Kind of reminds like the Christmas vibe. And I know in the summer when the leaves come out, it's gonna be a beautiful street. Literally walking under a tunnel of trees, but yeah. And I think over there is the baseball and the football stadium. Is not far from here, literally borders. I was watching it when I was in the light rail from the airport over here. Now I'm literally walking near it, so. But I think I'm just gonna make like a left turn to King Street and go to the 2nd Avenue and see what's happening around there. And actually around here, there's also a train station, King's train station. I'm not sure if it has some train lines that takes you to other parts of Seattle or Kings County. And then over that side is a stadium also. So this is a pretty interesting neighborhood. Giant building ahead of me is actually the football stadium, Lumen Field. And then on the other side is T-Mobile Stadium. I believe that's where the Seattle Mariners play for the baseball, Major League Baseball. And like I said in my previous video, you can rent bikes like this. They don't got the regular bikes. Most of the bikes here are just electric bikes. But yeah, really, really huge stadium. It's beautiful too, the design, you know, with a clock in the middle, and then it pretty much makes sense to have a stadium in a neighborhood like this. I believe when there's games, either baseball or football, in the nighttime when people come out, they hang out around this neighborhood, you know, in the bars, cafes, all the restaurants. So it must be a vibe to walk around here when they got games playing on. And then this ahead of me is actually the King Street train station. I'm not sure what type of trains does it serve, but I believe it's like a local over here, made for the Kings County. But yeah, it looks pretty simple, pretty plain, but pretty nice how it serves around this neighborhood. So actually this train station serves Amtrak. And Amtrak is pretty popular here in the United States. And believe it or not, I never rode an Amtrak train before, so maybe someday. And there you get a beautiful view of downtown Seattle, you know, tall buildings. Really beautiful city so far, you know, and pretty laid back, pretty chill, but I love the city. So I went inside the station, pretty basic, pretty standard, nothing crazy, but it was nice, you know. It's supposed to be only for people who are gonna take the entry, they only let you in. But the employee over there, she was pretty nice to let me take a look really quick, and so that's what I did. I looked quick and I jumped out, but yeah, so far nice people, so we're gonna keep exploring. So now I'm gonna explore like the main attraction here, Occidental Avenue right here ahead of me. And then you're gonna see that the street is pretty nice. It has the cobblestones, even though it looks like a modern style, but yeah, it goes over there, and too bad it's still winter, but I know the leaves are gonna come out and then it's gonna be like a beautiful structure. This is a street over here. I gotta say it's really beautiful. And then they got like a plaza over here, and you could take the light rail or the streetcar, because Seattle has a light rail, has a monorail, and has a streetcar. I haven't taken the streetcar, I only took the train from the airport towards here. And I see a ferry. I guess a lot of people, they live in other parts of Washington, and they could take the ferry over here to Seattle, so pretty interesting. But yeah, really nice. And then here you got a square, and when I Google the neighborhood, this is what usually pops up. This area over here, surrounded by all this architecture, which makes the neighborhood pretty nice, you know. And really spacious over here. Not sure if they could do like some type of concerts around this neighborhood, because they got the space for it. But yeah, it's so cool. Then you cross the street over here, and ahead of me it's like some sculptures and like a plaza. And then they got a restaurant here, the London Plain. And I was walking around here and I actually saw a restaurant, the Halal Guys, which original food truck started in New York City. And now it's pretty good that they're expanding all over. Then even the street has the cobblestones that makes it pretty nice. And then over here, there's some pretty nice looking buildings. You got this building with the grass surrounded, like the leaves that surround the buildings. I also see a couple of homeless, so I just gotta be careful how I film, but yeah, you know, it looks pretty nice. Got some statues over here. Guess these are firefighters. And the names over here is like a little memorial they got over here. But yeah, it's really spacious. Really spacious over here. There's some people are playing like ping pong and chilling. So this over here is called Occidental Square. I do like the architecture and the trees surrounded over here. It's pretty nice. And then you got downtown Seattle there in the background. Even the alleyways here look nice. And you can see the history of all those buildings with the cobblestones. And we got like an eagle over here, a bird. Could be like a little Instagram spot over here. Structure of the building, and you see this over here. Give you a little tip. Like this could be like a little Instagram shot. This building with this old buildings over here. This is a nice structure of architecture. When I Google the neighborhood, this usually pops up. They got like another plaza over here, and I see a couple of people taking pictures. But yeah, this is beautiful over here, the architecture, the little plaza, gotta be careful. And this over here is pretty nice. So that was the end of my video here in Seattle, Washington. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.